Also gut, geht zum Probenort. Wo auch immer der... Warte mal, nur 192 Meter entfernt? Das kann ich ja jetzt auch zu Fuß laufen. Vielleicht auch ein klitzekleines bisschen übertrieben. Aber wir werden es ja schon gleich erreichen. Vorausgesetzt natürlich, wir sind ja jetzt hier... Warte mal. Ist das jetzt oberhalb oder unterhalb? Sieht mir jetzt doch ein bisschen unterhalb aus. Kann man beim besten Willen nie so recht erkennen. Ne, scheint es doch wohl über uns zu sein. Hätte ich jetzt beim besten Willen auch nicht erwartet. Also gut, dann starten wir jetzt halt einen neuen Versuch. Und das ist jetzt der übliche Probenort? Ein gewöhnliches Wohnhaus? Naja, ist drin sicherlich um einiges geräumiger, als was es draußen aussieht. Also gut, the show must go on. Hey, sieht doch nicht schlecht aus.
Lady Farina?
What's Lady Farina doing here?
Hello all. Allow me to explain. As of today, Miss Farina will be supporting our production of The Little Oceanid in the role of artistic consultant. These two over here are the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Farina on our behalf. I'm sure they need no introduction. You bet! That was the trial of the century!
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't thank you enough.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just here to join in on the fun.
So, you were saying The Little Oceanid?
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director. One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we can bring it to the stage and make it a successful show, we can all take some solace in that.
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
Eine Schauspielerin zu finden war das geringste Problem.
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front trying to realize this dream. Anyway, let me give you a quick summary of what the story's all about. The protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form, despite the protests of her family. She longed to live just like any other human. And sure enough, she found friendship and even love. Everything seemed perfect. But one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing down around her.
Also, diese ganze Story kommt mir doch jetzt irgendwie ein bisschen bekannt vor.
So far, so good. A classic tale. What happened after that?
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director got with her script. We need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But people have different opinions on which direction to take it in.
We still haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
By true to life, you mean the director's sudden disappearance?
Yeah, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain onto the audience.
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. We have to consider their emotional stake in this, not just our own. And one last thing. We're still waiting on confirmation from two of our main actors. The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script, but the deadline's passed and we still haven't heard from him. The other is Villemont, who plays the main antagonist. He took the director's death pretty hard. Hasn't set foot in the city since. He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't seen or heard from him since. So we're not really sure what to make of that.
Huh. Although, now that we have Miss Farina helping us, maybe we should take the opportunity to get everyone back together.
What opportunity? What do you mean?
Maybe you're unaware, but your name has always been like a rallying cry for us.
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us look up to you as a role model.
Oh, stop! You're making me all flustered. Although, not in a bad way. I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether the show will really go ahead, considering all the issues you've been facing. But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed. Now is the time to rally the troops.
Makes sense. Okay, priority number 1, let's check in with Paulo and see where he's at with the ending. He went back to Poisson a few days ago. Said that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax and escape the feeling of isolation.
I thought the last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago. But I guess it's the opposite. A friend in need and all that.
Yeah, maybe he could use some company.
Poisson?
Was ist denn?
Nothing. I suppose my presence will be indispensable if we are to restore his faith in the show.
Aber gleichzeitig war Poisson auch der Ort, wo das Urmeer am meisten Schaden verursacht hatte.
So, allons-y. To Poisson!
Tja, allons-y! Auf nach Poisson! Warte mal, was war das jetzt? Wohin soll das Pflaster? Ah, okay, das sagt doch noch alles genauso wie erwartet. Also, allons-y! Auf nach Poisson! Wollen wir doch mal sehen, ob wir, dem Schriftsteller bzw. Drehbuchschreiberling bzw. Hauptdarsteller nicht dazu bewegen können, zur Truppe zurückzukehren und vor allem, natürlich auch, das Drehbuch fertigzustellen. Schwieriger wird es dann, mit dem Hauptantagonisten jetzt werden. Ihn zu bringen, wieder einen Fuß in Fontaine reinzusetzen, das könnte schwieriger werden.
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Who is it?
It's me. Is the script ready?
You came all the way here for that?
All right. Forget that for now. Just come on out. We've got some great news.
Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last part of the script. I'll be out once I'm done.
Okay then. Looking forward to your masterpiece.
So, as expected, he's missed the deadline.
The ending is one of the most important parts of the show. Even once he's done, it isn't final until we've all had the chance to read through and make sure we agree on it.
Someone told me they'd just seen you in Poisson.
I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Furina, too.
I was wondering if we might run into her.
So, you're here for Palo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around town in the meantime. I've made all the arrangements already.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. We'll take that stroll. Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
How are things in Poisson now? Any better?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I could do.
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet? We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything we do. And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Thank you for your words of comfort. You make a very good point. But for now, at least, I think I should stay with the way I'm feeling for a while longer.
It's okay. These things take time. Moving on from a painful experience is easier said than done. Which brings me to why I'm here. I thought you should probably know that not everyone here is ready to forgive and forget after the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe. To avoid upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe, and that you are just an actress playing the role of Furina. It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means you won't have to lie low while you're here.
That's so thoughtful of you, Navia.
Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and considerate president of Spina di Rosula, after all, like my father before me. Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
Machen wir, Navia.
Off we go then. Let's take a look up there. I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with, so maybe she's right. You're the closest thing to friends that I have.
Na gut, dann gehen wir jetzt erstmal weiter. Ein kleiner Spaziergang. Ja, und die Stimmung ist nicht gerade freundlich.
Miss Navia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, I didn't know if I was ready to meet her. It's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But that never fixes anything. You can't get around the obstacles without facing them.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of coming back here. Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying before, I want to see for myself the things that I never could in the past. I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me. Which, of course, I completely understand and accept.
Ich bin mir sicher, dass einige Menschen Navias Lüge kein Glaube schenken. Moment, ich bin mir sicher, dass einige Menschen Navias Lüge kein Glaube geschenkt haben. Also, da ist auf jeden Fall ein Schreibfehler, denke ich, drin.
Yeah, I can tell people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had suspicion or resentment in their eyes. I guess I wasn't quite ready for this after all.
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
Vielleicht mutest du dir zu viel auf einmal
I
zu?
can't let myself see only the things I want to see. How would that make me any different from before?
Look! There seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
Ah, und sie werden immer lauter.
Probably time we made a move. How about we check out Spina di Rasula's ship? We should have a view of the whole of Poisson from there.
Okay, dann gehen wir doch jetzt erstmal zum Schiff der Spina di Rosula. Das wird dann, sagst sowieso auch im Dezember mein nächster Versuch werden. Was ist denn jetzt auf einmal, sagt mit der Verbindung? Okay, das ist jetzt irgendwie ein bisschen eigenartig gewesen. Bei Honkai Star Rail war das ja irgendwie zu erwarten, weil das Spiel, sagt, noch nicht allzu lange draußen ist. Für die PlayStation 5. Und dass das Ganze, sagt, nicht ganz so, naja, normal laufen wird. Aber hier ausgerechnet auf der PlayStation 4? Das war jetzt irgendwie ein bisschen eigenartig. Ausgerechnet mit Genshin Impact, was er sagt, sowieso schon 3 Jahre. Ja, läuft. Ha. Naja, aber Ausnahmen bestätigen nun mal die Regel. War zwar jetzt, er sagt, ziemlich ungewöhnlich, aber... Tja. Ausnahmen bestätigen die Regel.
I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll. And here I am dumping all this heavy stuff on you.
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different side of you.
Great. Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just yet. I don't know whether you can tell, but the years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be. As I stand here by the ship, I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind. One after another, people were taken by the water. All those treasured lives and memories washed out of existence in an instant. They thought their god would protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. But then the floodwaters finally came, and the Hydro Archon did nothing.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You're only doing your duty.
Geh mit dir nicht so hart ins Gericht.
I've had to go through so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth. As time went on, it got harder and harder to bear, and I became more lonely and isolated. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of being left all alone, weeping on my throne. Fortunately, we were able to avoid the worst-case scenario thanks to the help of heroic individuals such as yourselves. Everyone rose to their responsibilities, and I finally regained my freedom. But on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed. I have no further use to people.
Paimon would have never imagined you'd see it that way.
Betrachte deine Freiheit als deine Belohnung.
Reward?
Ja, denn du kannst jetzt endlich dein Herz ausschütten. Und du musst nicht mehr alleine leiden.
I guess so. Back then, I didn't even dare to dream about having someone to confide in. I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was, and exposing the secret I swore to protect. Believe in the Farina you see on stage. She is the one you can trust. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself. No one could be allowed to know. That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining relationships.
So that's where you were coming from. Paimon totally thought you were just a bit of a diva at heart.
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same.
Was Paimon sagen wollte, war, dass sie dich nicht gerne so niedergeschlagen sieht.
I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally free to live my own life again. And even though I have no idea where I'm going right now, at least the choice is in my hands. All right, it's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Sure. Okay, let's head back and check it out.
Tja, aber das, liebe Leute von heute, das belassen wir dann doch erst einmal für den nächsten Part, würde ich ja mal sagen. Für den nächsten Part werden wir dann ja mal sehen, ob Paul Leo das Ende der Geschichte zusammengeschrieben hat. Und wenn nicht, dann müssen wir ihm wohl ein bisschen Hilfestellung leisten. Ansonsten, ja, dann müssen wir noch den anderen Schauspieler auch noch ein bisschen überreden, mitzumachen. Und ansonsten, tja, würde ich im Allgemeinen eigentlich mal denken, dass der Legendenauftrag von Furina nicht allzu lange ist. Und daher würde ich mal sagen, sehen wir uns dann im nächsten Part mal wieder. Bis dann und ciao bis dahin.